Get ready to witness one of the most mind-blowing comebacks in poker history. Chris Moneymaker, the man who sparked the poker boom, is at it again, this time at the 2024 $25,000 GG Millions Triton tournament in Montenegro. With just a single chip left in his stack, it looked like his dream was over. But Moneymaker's name has always meant miracles in the poker world. Against all odds, he battled back from the brink of elimination to a staggering $900,000 cash out. How did he pull off this unbelievable feat? You won't want to miss a second of this action-packed story. Day 2 of the 2024 $25,000 GG Millions. We pick up the action on day 2 of the tournament with Chris Moneymaker and Brandon Hamlet, both flying the banner for America's Card Room ACR. Despite being on opposite sides of the felt, there's a sense of camaraderie between the two. They're not just battling for their own shot at glory, but also pulling for each other. With only 32 players left, the stakes are higher than ever, and the prize money is starting to get serious. Now let's meet Brandon Hamlet, and Chris and Brandon know they're playing for more than just personal glory. They're carrying the weight of the ACR brand on their shoulders. Every decision at the table reflects not just their skill, but also the values and reputation of the organization. With the legacy of Phil Nagy, the ACR founder, looming over them, they feel the pressure to honor his vision and live up to the high standards he set for the ACR team. For Chris, this means embodying the spirit of resilience that has defined his career, and for Brandon, it's about seizing the moment to show that he's capable of standing toe-to-toe with the best. They're not just competing for themselves, they're out to prove that ACR players can dominate the field and that they belong on the biggest stages poker has to offer. As the money bubble approaches, you can feel the intensity. For Chris and Brandon though, it's about much more than just cashing out. They want to win. The dream of being crowned champion is what keeps them pushing forward. Both players know that beyond the prize pool, they're carrying the flag for ACR and honoring their fellow pros. It's not just about earning a paycheck, it's about pride, perseverance, and playing to be the best. This isn't just poker, it's a battle for legacy, and the path to victory will be fraught with obstacles not just from the tournament field, but also from each other. As the tournament heats up, it's not just about making it to the top, it's about navigating the delicate balance of competition within the ACR team. With each elimination, the odds of Chris and Brandon clashing at the table increase, making it harder to avoid knocking out a fellow teammate. As the player count shrinks and the final table looms, the pressure to stay in the game and keep each other in the game grows stronger. But while Chris and Brandon remain wary of crossing paths, their journey to the title is filled with obstacles beyond just friendly competition. For these players, every move, every decision isn't just about surviving, it's about proving they belong in the winner's circle, fighting for poker glory with each passing hand. This isn't just another tournament, it's a test of endurance, strategy, and loyalty. Only time will tell how long the ACR teammates can avoid an inevitable showdown. Chris finds himself up against a fierce opponent in Igor, locking horns in a battle for precious chips and the coveted first place finish. You can tell from the way Chris Moneymaker breaks down poker hands that he's more than just a seasoned professional. He's a master of the game with the ability to outplay even the toughest competition. Chris's sharp insights and strategic approach demonstrate not only a deep understanding of the game's intricacies, but also a rare talent for predicting the moves of other pros. Whether he's reading his opponents or calculating the odds, Chris's experience and skill shine through in every analysis, proving why he's a force to be reckoned with on the felt, no matter who he's up against. It's clear that Chris doesn't just compete with the best, he consistently finds ways to come out on top. However, with just 3 big blinds left, many would be quick to count Chris out of the tournament. And when you're on the money bubble, rest assured the other players are already anticipating your downfall, because your elimination means a payout for them. Every chip lost by you adds value to their stacks. But here's where the pros stand apart. Even in dire situations like this, Chris has shown time and again that he's capable of making a comeback. The pressure may be mounting, but it's also where legends are made, and if anyone knows how to play their way out of a corner, it's Chris Moneymaker. Chris is still between a rock and a hard place and must figure out how to maneuver his less than stellar 3 big blind stack. Trusting his instincts paid off for Chris, and he wisely decided to fold, giving himself a fresh shot at staying alive in the tournament. It's a second wind, offering him one last opportunity to claw his way back into contention. But poker has a way of creating difficult moments, and soon after, Chris finds himself all in, facing none other than his good friend Brandon Hamlet. The unexpected twist twist turns this hand into an ACR showdown, pitting two teammates against each other in a battle that neither of them would have predicted. The stakes are high, and emotions run even higher. Chris finds himself at a critical moment, all in with barely a single big blind left. It's a situation no poker player wants to face, teetering on the edge of elimination. But if there's one thing we've learned from the legendary Chris Moneymaker, it's that adversity only fuels his determination. Against all odds, he remains steadfast, knowing that poker is about perseverance and never giving up. We're curious, have you ever used a time bank chip in a poker tournament? Let us know in the comments below. Now, Chris Moneymaker has a sliver of hope, and that's all he's ever needed. Remember, this is the guy who turned a humble $65 satellite entry into an astonishing $2.5 million and forever etched his name in poker history. Against all expectations, Chris not only claimed the 2003 World Series of Poker main event title, but ignited a global poker boom that no one saw coming. His victory was more than just a personal achievement. It revolutionized the game, inspiring millions of new players and reshaping the landscape of poker forever. Many of today's viewers, and even some of the pros competing now, were drawn to the game because of his incredible underdog story. If there's anyone who can turn a desperate situation into a triumphant one, it's Moneymaker. And with 6 big blinds and a renewed sense of hope, he's ready to defy the odds again. But we are still on the money bubble, and somebody has got to go. And just like that, we're in the money. For the remaining players, it's a wave of relief knowing they've secured a payout. For Chris Moneymaker, that means at least $41,000 guaranteed. But for Brandon Hamlet, the stakes feel even bigger. His journey echoes Chris Moneymaker's legendary story. Brandon qualified for this tournament by winning a $33 satellite on ACR, and now he's turned that small buy-in into a guaranteed $41,000 payday, a life-changing amount for many. Yet, with $900,000 still on the line, Brandon finds himself chasing not just a significant cash prize, but a dream. He's living his own version of the poker Cinderella story, hoping to turn a microscopic investment into something extraordinary. The pressure may be high, but the rewards even higher. This is poker at its finest, where a single decision can shift someone's life. We turn our attention back to Chris and his 6 big blind stack. With casual ease, Chris Moneymaker has pulled off another miraculous comeback, turning a single big blind into a healthy stack of 20 big blinds. It's a testament to his ability to stay calm under pressure and turn dire situations into opportunities. He makes it seem almost effortless, like it's just another day for him. But as we shift our focus back to Brandon Hamlet, the pace of the game kicks into high gear. Suddenly, everything changes. Brandon is out of the tournament. It's a tough break for sure, but there's no need to worry. Brandon is young, driven, and with this solid payday, he's just had a major step forward in his poker journey, and you can bet we'll be seeing more of Brandon in future events. The path to poker greatness is rarely smooth, but this is just the beginning for him. Now, it's Chris Moneymaker against the world. The atmosphere is electric, and you can feel the tension rising as Chris locks in, determined to play his cards perfectly. As we reach the final table, all eyes are on him as he takes on the toughest players left. Chris finds himself in a crucial pot, facing off against Igor in what could be a defining moment of the tournament. With a strong hand, Chris appears to be in control, carefully navigating his way through the final table. Despite his legendary determination, Chris Moneymaker finds himself repeatedly dealt rough hands, facing one tough situation after another. The deck simply isn't cooperating, and every time he starts to build momentum, he gets hit with another setback. Yet, true to form, Chris refuses to back down. Still, some part of Chris has to be wondering, will his perseverance pay off, or will the cards continue to stack against him? Chris finds himself stuck in a string of tough spots, where every hand seems to push him closer to the brink of elimination. Yet, his unyielding determination begins to shine through. He manages to claw his way back, hand by hand, until he finally gets the opportunity he's been waiting for. A showdown with Lewis Spencer, a formidable opponent with over $4.5 million in tournament earnings. It's a clash between two poker pros, each with their own reputation and skill set. For Chris, this hand could be the turning point that shifts the momentum in his favor, or it could spell the end of his journey. With everything on the line, he knows he has to play it perfectly to outmaneuver Spencer and keep his tournament dreams alive. Chris Moneymaker has climbed his way up to nearly 8 million chips, positioning himself as a real threat at the table, and now there's one less player standing between him and the ultimate prize, a massive $903,000 payday. The stakes are high, and Chris knows that if he can keep this momentum going, the title is within reach. A queen lands on the river, giving Moneymaker a crucial lifeline just when he needed it most, but he soon finds himself squaring off once more against Biao Ding. This time, however, the tables have turned, and it's Ding who finds himself on the defensive, struggling to hang on. Chris has been fighting his way through tough hands and tougher opponents, and this clash with Ding is no different. Chris Moneymaker truly embodies the mindset of a seasoned poker pro. Whether he's raking in a massive pot or watching chips slip away, he maintains a calm, collected demeanor. In high-stakes poker, having the right attitude can be just as crucial as having the right cards, and Chris has proven time and again that he excels at both. Chris Moneymaker is on an absolute tear, taking out yet another opponent to narrow the field. With only 3 players remaining, it's hard to believe that just a short while ago, he was down to a single big blind. Now he's sitting on a staggering 47 million chips, making him the chip leader at the 2024 $25,000 GG Millions Triton tournament in Montenegro. As the pressure intensifies, Chris doesn't slow down, eliminating another competitor to set up an epic heads-up showdown against Kim. Chris and Kim have a high-stakes heads-up showdown for the ages. It's almost impossible to believe that not too long ago, Chris was down to a single big blind, barely hanging on. Yet, in a stunning display of resilience and expert play, he's managed to turn it all around. The comeback story is complete. Chris Moneymaker claims victory, winning the title, and walking away with a massive $903,000 prize. From the edge of elimination to a triumphant win, Chris has once again proven why he remains one of the most iconic figures in the poker world. Now let's hear from none other than the man himself. Thanks for watching, and to stay up to date with the most legendary poker stories, most insane meltdowns, and sickest suckouts, make sure to like and subscribe.